After 6 long years, a man finally stands before the judge, the weight of his DWI charge still haunting him. The courtroom quiets as the details spill out, the crash, the bloodshot eyes, the car still running. But what begins as a single drunk driving case soon spirals into a tense morning filled with shocking arrests, hidden weapons, and explosive confessions.
Mr. Bose,
Good morning, Judge.
it only took 6 years. How are you,
Only?
Mr. Das?
Happy to be here.
We're happy that you finally made it after all that time, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah, so, here, let me let Ramon in. All right. Mr. Das, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. I seriously have to commend your lawyer, Mr. Bose, who has just literally stayed with you 1,797 days old, and she has never, ever forgotten. Mr. Bose?
Yes, Judge. Good
yourself
morning.
on the back, really. Just
Awesome.
Thank
you are one and amazing.
Oh, thank you, Judge.
We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On February 13th, 2020, officers were dispatched in regard to a major crash at the exit ramp of Bingle and Pinemont on Northwest Freeway. And the officer made contact with the defendant, who was observed sitting in the driver's seat with the keys in the ignition, with the vehicle still running, and the defendant was covered in vomit. The officer smelled a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage and observed bloodshot eyes and slurred speech. The officer further observed the defendant driving the vehicle and swerve across several lanes and strike a Toyota Sienna van. And that they followed the vehicle, and that's whenever they pulled over the vehicle and made contact with the defendant. The officer made contact with the complainant, who did not see the driver or the car hit them. They just felt the impact, which caused their car to spin out of control. And the officer then conducted standard field sobriety test, HGN 6 out of 6, walk and turn 5 out of 8, one leg stand 3 out of 4. The defendant was read the DIC and consented to breath. The results 0.112 and 0.118.
You said he was in the driver's seat when
He was
cop
observing
came
the
up to
driver's
him.
seat still running and keys in the ignition.
Mr. Das, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You are also not allowed to drive unless you have a valid Texas driver license and liability insurance. Do you understand? Okay, you've got a great lawyer. Listen to her. She'll take care of you. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance so you don't have to waste your time coming to court, but just stay in touch with her. She'll tell you when you need to come back and what to do.
Sure.
Do you see a valid license?
I'm writing it right now, Your Honor. It's eligible.
Great. So for now, I'm going to have you sign a receipt with Victoria. We'll have you get with pretrial for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go. All
Sure.
right,
Thank you.
please.
Judge House, March 4th through the 6th.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused?
No, we need a date. Hold on. How's
Oh.
March 4th through 6th? You say.
That is a national holiday, the day that the Queen was born. How about,
Is that your birthday?
yes, my birthday is the 7th. So let's do the 4th. Let's do the 4th and yes.
Okay.
Thank you, Judge.
Hey, have a great day.
You do the same, Judge. Bye-bye.
You are charged with violation of a bond or protective order. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, ma'am.
Yes, Judge. On January 8th, 2025, in Harris County, Texas, the officers were conducting surveillance on the defendant, who had active warrants out of the 178th as part of a fugitive task force when they observed the defendant's vehicle parked at a location where the defendant was prohibited from going due to an active protection order. The officers then observed the vehicle drive away, driven by the complainant of the defendant's open case in the 178th. The officers then observed the vehicle to have an expired registration and initiated a traffic stop. The officer then found the defendant hiding in the back seat. Both the complainant and the defendant acknowledged that the defendant was prohibited from the residence.
So she was at the
She was at
residence.
the complainant's residence, yes.
Was she with the complaining
With the
witness
complainant.
as well?
Yes. They
Okay,
were
so
together.
how bad are we talking the ag assault? Do you mind telling me about that?
I'll tell you about the aggravated assault, Your Honor. So in the aggravated assault, the officers were dispatched to a disturbance and they met with the complainant, who stated he was involved in a verbal altercation at a bar earlier in the morning. And then once the complainant arrived home, he was locked out of his house and had to force the door open. and that started another disturbance with the defendant. The defendant threw several items at the complainant, and the defendant began to strike the complainant on the back of his neck several times with their hands, and the officer observed the complainant to have red scratch marks on his neck. Further, the defendant retrieved a black compact handgun and pointed it at the complainant and racked the slide, thereby placing the complainant in fear for his life.
Okay. Escobar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. I want you to understand something very, very clear. The Texas Constitution does not allow me but in extremely limited circumstances to hold someone at bond. Zero bond. This is that situation. I'm going to put a protective order naming this person as a protected individual. If you so much as do anything to violate any of these conditions, I can have a hearing to hold you at no bond. And I will do it in a heartbeat to protect every person in my county. Do you understand? You are not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you. No weapons, no contact with the complaining witness, and no going. I'm assuming, is it a he, she? Well, it doesn't matter. You're not to have any contact. Don't go anywhere where this person lives, works, anything. Do you understand? I don't want to talk about the case, but
President, I'm a little
Oh.
confused.
who's your lawyer?
Robert Valles, and he's on my case. He was supposed to be here
You-
this morning. I'm a little confused.
Do you know, has Bo said he's going to show?
Hasn't said anything.
We had no idea that you have a lawyer. Okay, so let's do this. What I can do is I can have you take a seat. We'll wait for him to get here. But regardless, I'm putting these conditions on your bond. I've found that probable cause exists to go forward with your case. The only thing I'm telling you now, don't violate any of these conditions because there are severe consequences.
Yes, Your Honor.
We'll go through it again when your lawyer gets here, but just don't leave until he gets here, okay?
Your Honor.
For now, I'm gonna have you sign a reset with Victoria. We'll have you get signed for your conditions. Just take a seat momentarily. Well, once he gets here, then we'll go through it.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You were here because a bond violation has occurred. You were ordered to go take a test and you failed to do so.
I guess this is exactly.
If this ever happens again, I will revoke your bond, issue a warrant for your arrest, and I'm going to put you in jail.
Lo voy a encarcelar.
Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende? Yes.
I am now sending you for a drug and alcohol test, and you must come back.
Y tiene que regresar.
Do you understand?
¿Usted lo entiende?
Okay, all right.
Yes.
We're pretty confident that he's going to come out clean. Am I excused on this case or should I be?
Do me a favor, I guess, leave me your cell phone just in case, and we'll reach out to you if something unfortunate were to,
Definitely.
just advise your client that if he ever misses another test again, then no.
He's from Latin America. They reversed he was supposed to come back on 1/6/25. He thought it was 6/1, that kind of thing. So we're confident he's going to be clean.
I hope so. Okay, all right, take a seat for me, please.
Back here in the audience or over here?
Yeah, just over there is fine. So, Mr. Milan, if you want to leave your cell phone with Victoria, then we have already given you 2 bonds. If you miss court again, it's not going to happen again. Do you understand?
Sir.
You were charged with assault, bodily injury. You're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
My apologies. On June 29th, 2023 in Harris County, Texas, the complainant told his family of the incident and the family reported it after it had happened. The complainant was with his friend, the friend's mother, and the mother's boyfriend on a trip to Galveston. The defendant became upset at the complainant because he did not like the way he was looking at him. The defendant pulled the complainant out of the car by his shirt, causing red marks on his chest. The defendant proceeded to slap the complainant in the face. The complainant stated he felt pain. Later on, while stopped at a gas station, the defendant became upset again, and the complainant began to walk away when the defendant grabbed the complainant's backpack that was on his back and threw him on the ground, causing pain. The complainant got up and ran away.
Who is that?
The complainant, a 15-year-old, I don't believe it was just a friend of the.
Mr. Chaput, I'm finding that there's probable cause to go forward with the case, and I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
You're also not to be in possession of weapons as well. If you violate these conditions, you pick up.
By mid-hearing, a calm courtroom turns electric. One defendant caught violating a protective order, another facing no bond threats. The judge's tone hardens, promising swift justice for anyone who dares defy the law. But no one expects what comes next. The storm of violence, extraditions, and confessions that follow will leave the room frozen in disbelief.
In your case, or you fail to come again, I'm telling you, your bond will go high. I will protect my community at all costs. I don't care how old they are, how young they are. Do you understand?
Sir.
We've given you a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Hugh. If he tells me he can't get a hold of you because you're playing games, likewise, I'll issue a warrant. I'll have you sign a reset. After that, I'll have you meet with the pretrial and then we'll get you out of here, sir.
All
right, Mr. Judge. All that.
Where's the way?
Mr. Lauderdale, you're charged with criminal mischief. You are facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
Yes, Judge. On January 3rd, 2025, the officer was dispatched to a gas station in Harris County, Texas, in regard to an assault in progress. The officer made contact with the complainant. The complainant stated the defendant had damaged his vehicle, that the complainant had parked his vehicle at the gas station by the front doors. As the complainant was in the store, he observed the defendant standing by the complainant's motor vehicle with a large rock concrete piece over his head, and the defendant threw the rock, breaking the front of the complainant's windshield, causing $1,000 in damages. The officer observed the large concrete rock sitting on the hood of the complainant's vehicle, and the defendant stated he was upset but did not elaborate.
Mr. Lauderdale, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. You missed court, and I issued a warrant for your arrest. I'm going to recall that warrant now, but if you miss court again, it's not going to go well. Do you understand? Do you need a lawyer? Can I give you a lawyer? I need you to talk to me. Okay. I don't want you to pick up any new cases. I want you to be nice. Do not go back to this McDonald's. Do you understand? Do not go back to this McDonald's.
Your Honor, it's a gas station.
Oh, where is it?
Let's see.
I thought you said it was a
A
McDonald's.
gas station on Belfort Street.
Okay, please don't go back to this gas station. Do not pick up any new cases. Do not be a danger to my public. Do you understand? Okay, so if you please provide him a lawyer. All right, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury box while I find you a lawyer, okay? Please, yeah, appreciate it. Thank you for coming a third time.
Yes, sir.
Listen, he's telling me that you're going back to Africa. You're gonna go there for give or take a month. You're still under bond condition in this court. I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, unprescribed controlled medication. That's all we're having you do now. So even though you're over there, you're still not allowed to use. Typically, when we have people that go out of town, if they get called on the test, what we normally do is have them go to like a Quest diagnostic. They take a test, get the result to their lawyer, the lawyer gets to us. We'll still do things that way with you, even though they're over there. Normally, I pay for everything while you're here, but I can't pay for it over there. So you'll have to do it over there. And I don't even know if there'll be a Quest over there. You'll have to find something, I don't know. But you may not even get called, I don't know. It's the luck of the draw. I don't know.
Yes, sir.
The only other thing I'm going to tell you is that maintain contact with Mr. Henderson. Because if he tells me that you've gone AWOL, that he can't get a hold of you, you're gone, I'm going to issue a warrant for your arrest. And you, if you're out of the country and then we issue a warrant, I cannot tell you how big of a headache that will become. So always remain in contact with him.
Yes, sir.
Anything else?
Oh, Judge, that's it.
Oh, one more thing. You got to look, if you're going to drive over there, you got to look how to do it the right way, because they don't play over there. You know, make sure that you have whatever documents you need. If you may need insurance, if you may need an international license, I don't know. All right. Okay. All right, guys. Good luck.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, one more thing. Sorry. Because you have him representing you, I will waive your appearance. You don't have to come to court here. But that's why I'm saying you got to remain in contact with him, and he'll tell you if and when you have to come back to court. Okay? Okay, that's it. All right, good luck.
We got Mr. Morris, Mr. Robinson.
Morris and Robinson. Good morning, guys. All right, so tell me what we're doing with these gentlemen.
We're reading extradition on both of them, Judge.
Okay. So. Mr. Morris.
Oh, you saying Mr. Morris's?
You are wanted out of the state of Louisiana for failure to register as a sex offender. Are you waiving formal extradition?
Yes. Hey, Judge, I have a question.
Shoot.
Since the charge originated out of Harris County like 40 years ago, since I served time here since in the state of Texas, since they've been trying to make me sign up for this in Louisiana.
So what this is it looks like they filed a charge out of Louisiana, right? And they issued a warrant for one reason or the other, probably a failure to appear. It could be just a new warrant that, Dave, do you have any?
My best guess, because I don't have the underlying offense, but the originating offense that required him to register as a sex offender did come from Harris County, but they might have had some evidence that he either resided there or had an appearance in Louisiana.
Perhaps it got transferred over there.
Right, and so for some.
Or no, I mean, that wouldn't work. I don't know. I have no idea. They give us so limited information here on what the underlying case, we don't even fight the underlying case. All we do is establish who you are and whether you want to fight extradition or not. Really. And you are Sydney Robinson?
So Judge, on Mr. Robinson, we'll have the waiver on the fugitive case. And then on the assault case, if you wanted to put bond conditions, I believe state wanted no contact.
Oh, so you're on bond for an assault here out of our court here. You were also wanted out of Adams, Colorado for driving under the influence, failure to display proof of insurance, and careless driving, and
I know, Judge. I know, but it's on there. It's one of the warrants.
low power scooter operation without a license.
Which is completely false. It was a Harley.
Don't just
We don't want to say.
waiving formal extradition on that case, right? Okay, so I don't know anything about are you representing him on the assault?
I am.
Wonderful. Alex?
Their cause number for the.
Assault?
Yes.
254-7113.
I apologize, 254-7113.
113.
Okay.
Stevie that.
That is correct. Let me see. Okay, I can tell you the facts of the case, Your Honor, if you
Okay.
want to hear those. So on the assault, the officers were
Thank you.
dispatched to a welfare check at a residence in Harris County, Texas, in response to a disturbance. The caller, the witness, was met by the officer, and she said she kept hearing the female saying, "Stop it." The complainant stated she went to an upstairs bedroom and slept, and that the defendant entered the room, grabbed her by the throat, and lifted her off her feet. The complainant stated she did not have pain or impede breath due to the fact that she was very intoxicated and could not feel anything at all at that moment.
Did you say she was very intoxicated?
She was very intoxicated at that moment. And then on the morning of the incident, or on the 11th of January, the defendant woke up and they started verbally arguing again. And the complainant said that the defendant threw a box at her and hit her in the head. And the complainant said the defendant began to chase her in the backyard. And while she was in the corner of the backyard, the defendant ran towards her, threw her down in the mud, and began choking her with his hands. And the officer observed the complainant to have fresh bruising around the left eye and a red marking on the left and right side of the forehead.
Okay, Mr. Robinson, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward on your assault case. I'm ordering you as a condition of your bond not to have any contact with this person and not to be in possession of any weapons. I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. Do you understand? Okay, so the other thing is this, Shreya, is that he's on bond for this here.
Right.
What, do we know, do we know that Colorado's coming to get him?
Yes. So short answer is yes. I haven't heard anything else since the original.
Okay, so we need them to sign conditions. Now, you got to be aware that if you go back, if they end up picking you back and you go to Colorado, whatever happens there, you must remain in contact with Shreya here, because if you don't, we're going to issue a warrant here. And what's happening now will exactly happen over there, where you're going to be sitting in custody over there. And then a hold is going to be placed over here. And then you're going to have to come all the way back over here. All you have to do is remain in contact with her so we know what the situation is going on. And don't have any contact with the complaining witness's case. Don't pick up any new cases. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay?
And Judge, in case, for whatever reason, Colorado decides not to extradite and he is released in the next week, we're gonna do a appearance required for the January 29th.
Okay. That sounds good to me.
Okay.
Okay.
Was there state conditions, Your Honor?
No, pre-trial.
The morning begins almost quietly. A weary man named Mr. Doss appears after 6 years of delay. His DWI case finally called. The judge greets him with a mix of patience and irony, reminding him of the long road that brought him back. His lawyer, steadfast through 1,797 days, is praised for her loyalty, yet beneath the courtroom civility lies the grim truth. Doss was found slumped behind the wheel, covered in vomit, his car running, and his breath reeking of alcohol. The evidence is undeniable, but mercy prevails. The judge sets strict bond conditions and sends him away with a warning. Then the tone changes. A woman stands accused of violating a protective order, and what unfolds is pure tension. Officers found her hiding in the backseat of a car she was forbidden to approach, her victim behind the wheel. The judge listens, his patience fading as he hears how she once pointed a loaded gun and racked the slide during an argument. The words cut sharp. If you so much as do anything to violate these conditions, I will hold you at no bond. The room stiffens. This is no longer procedural justice, it's a battle for control and safety. Moments later, a new face steps up. The defendant accused of assaulting a 15-year-old, dragging and slapping him during a road trip. The judge's compassion vanishes, replaced by steel. I will protect my community at all costs, he warns. Every line carries the weight of authority and exhaustion. A man who has seen too many repeat offenders, too many second chances squandered. The cases blur together like waves of guilt and desperation. One man smashes a stranger's car with a concrete rock in a fit of rage. Another, preparing to travel abroad, receives a stern lecture. Stay in contact or face the consequences. The judge's courtroom becomes both confessional and battlefield, where regret meets judgment and excuses dissolve under the law's gravity. And then the final storm. Two men, Morris and Robinson, appear for extradition. One faces a decades-old sex offender charge in Louisiana, the other a violent assault and DUI case tied across states. Their tangled pasts unfold like shadows creeping into daylight. A victim's screams of "stop it" echo in the record, followed by bruises, choking, and fear. The judge's voice stays measured but unyielding, a man balancing empathy with duty. Don't pick up new cases. Don't make me issue another warrant. As the gavel lowers, the tension lingers. Every defendant leaves carrying a warning, not just from the law, but from fate itself. In this courtroom, time doesn't erase sins, it magnifies them. Justice may be slow, but it never forgets, and those who treat mercy lightly will find that the judge's patience, though deep, has an edge sharper than steel.